Hello Internet, we are back on BattleSpot and we're going to be using Lipard again. Now, I know like if you saw Monday's video then obviously you've seen this team already, but it might make you think of my Worlds 13 and 15 teams, this one, obviously with the Lipard, Brillium, Scizor and Thundurus. I'm hesitant to call this like an adaptation of that team. I'm really hesitant to relate it to that team because obviously I did very well with that team and this team isn't really that good. Plus, the three Pokemon there, especially Brillium, Scizor and Thundurus, they're a lot different to the ones that I've used in the past as well. But we find another Japanese person at, again, pretty much 1,700 with, okay, like, looks like half of like a. So you started off thinking, let's go with Big Six, and then you thought, oh, I don't know, let's have some water Pokemon as well. So 2 fire, 2 water, and a Mawile and a Lipard. So we've got 2 Lipards here, which is interesting. Like that Greninja might have Grass Knot, and that could be an issue for my Kyogre. Might not though. His Kyogre might have Thunder as well, which obviously will be an issue for my Kyogre. Else my Kyogre looks actually pretty nice here. Thundurus also looks quite nice. I think... Like, I kind of want to use Breloom as well. Because I'm not sure how good my own Lipard is here. But yeah, I'm going to go Breloom and Thundurus. And then Yveltal and Kyogre. I don't really want Scizor here. I mean, Scizor is actually really good against Mawile. So there is that, but Breloom is okay against it as well, and so is Kyogre and Thundurus in a way too. So, so yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I mean, quite an interesting team. The guy's got a decent rating, so we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed, it's a good one. As always, it's always nice to get some good games, isn't it? Okay, so we have Lipard and Greninja. Okay. Well, that's definitely interesting. He's probably going to fake out Breloom and Ice Beam Thundurus. You'd expect that, wouldn't you? So, I don't know, that Greninja, I'm actually really scared about that Greninja. I'm really scared about that Greninja. So like, I could protect here and... I don't know, maybe, like, I want both of these paralyzed, but if I'm protecting Breloom here, then I need to, I don't know, maybe the protect with Breloom is too obvious. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll just Mach Punch and just try and double target this Greninja, just so that it is at least getting the Mach Punch or being paralyzed. Okay, so we just go for the fake out onto the Breloom. But at least I get the Greninja paralyzed there. Hopefully he doesn't Ice Beam the Breloom here as well, which he might do. He gets paralyzed, okay. Yeah, because like if he did, like Thundurus again bailing us out. I mean, if he'd gone for an Ice Beam on the Thundurus, I mean, this Thundurus is really bulky. It can survive a lot of things. But, like, the Protect on Breloom there was really obvious. Like, I nearly did go for it as well. But, okay, I mean, I don't mind that, obviously. I get to Bullet Seed this Greninja, and, do I taunt Thunder Wave or Thunderbolt? Here. I think I'm going to try and Thunder Wave. I don't think he'll taunt my Thundurus. It is a possibility, though. He's protecting his Greninja, okay, fair enough. So Bullet Seed isn't going to be super effective on it next turn. Mach Punch still will be though. And he's going for a foul play here, or just like a non-priority attack. And it happens to be, okay, well it happens to be a Lumberry Lipard. That's interesting. Happens to be foul play, which does a decent chunk. Okay. Well, I really wasn't expecting that. Really wasn't. I'm just going to double target now. Bullet Seed and Thunderbolt into the Greninja, just to make sure it goes down. I'm not as worried about the Lipard as I am this Greninja, even though it's paralysed. And it did protect last turn. Not many things is going to appreciate a Thunderbolt and a Bullet Seed if he does decide to switch it as well. We do know the Lipard doesn't have a Focus Sash now as well, so it's really just one Mach Punch away from, you know, Betty Buys. But something is going to be taking. Is it Groudon maybe? Or that looks like a bird. Yeah, that's Talonflame. And he's Encoring me into Thunder Wave. Okay. Okay, you got me there. So it's a paralysed Talonflame. And, okay. Didn't really anticipate that, which is a little bit silly, being a person who, you know, plays with Lipard a lot. Makes sense for him, because he gets, obviously, the free switch there into the Talonflame. I mean, I say free, it's not really free, because it's now paralysed. So Breloom, I think I'm going to pull back into Yveltal. Yeah, I don't really want Kyogre to take a hit, I don't think. Greninja. And, like, it's got to be one of his primals, hasn't it, really? I don't know, maybe Kyogre is the one to bring in here. Just because Yveltal does do pretty well against both of the, restricted Pokemon. So he's not switching his Lipard. So unless he's got Taunt as well, his Lipard's getting paralysed too, which is nice because it means I can Mach Punch it before it tries to Encore in the future, sort of thing. I'm expecting my Kyogre to be taking a Brave Bird here. Maybe even a Foul Play as well. But both of his Pokemon are paralysed, so, you know, there are some, you know, some degree of odds that, you know, one of the Pokemon won't attack as well. Yeah, and there you go, that's the Talonflame being paralysed. This is one of the, and this, that's Lipard as well. This is one of the reasons why I've actually really missed using Thundurus. Because, like, I know it sounds really dirty, and it's not a good way to play, but this is Pokemon, and it is VGC, and you want to win, and by winning, like, you really need to get the odds in your favour to get there, and paralysing everything, statusing everything, it really helps things out. Like, I know I've been a bit lucky here with two on that turn, and the Greninja in the past, but, like, the odds are in my favour now. I do really like this, you know, Thundurus business. But, like, I don't know if he's got Groudon really in the back. I've spent too much time talking here. I've spent really too much time talking. But he just forfeits the match anyway. So yeah, I think, like, you know, if you watched Monday's video as well, then that is a lot of people that just forfeit really early against this team. So I spent too much time talking about that play. I probably would have, I don't know, I was using Ice Beam there just in case he had a Groudon. Although maybe that was a bit silly because Groudon wouldn't have really been too much of an issue, just to sort of switch around as well. Thundurus, maybe I would have kept it in actually, because I didn't really want to risk Breloom. I didn't really want Yveltal taking any damage, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. As it turns out, we've sort of sloppily found our way to another win. But, you know, I'm not complaining because we're actually climbing a little bit now. But Thundurus actually doing some, you know, some good work there. I have missed you, Thundurus. This Thundurus, though, is a lot bulkier than Thundurus I've used in the past. The Thundurus I used at Worlds in 13 was max speed with quite a lot of bulk on it. The Thundurus I used at Worlds last year was max speed with just full offense with Life Orb. Because, ooh, okay, we find someone very highly rated from South Korea. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, nice. With Yveltal and Groudon and Trick Room. Yeah, because last year I needed, like, Life Orb Thundurus and Black Glasses Lipard to be able to knock out Kangaskhan. I think that was the main reason why I needed the Thundurus, to be able to do at least 50% to Kangaskhan. But let's try and concentrate on this game, because this guy was, you know, pretty highly rated. And, you know, not a stereotype or anything, but He's a Korean guy, so I'm sure he is pretty good at the game. Kangaskhan Crobat could work quite nicely for him as well. Okay. I don't know, this is pretty interesting. I think I'm going to go with Yveltal and Thundurus here. And I think I actually want Breloom here. And Kyogre. We'll see if Breloom can do some work. It would be nice. Yeah, I think we used Breloom in that last game, didn't we? And like the moveset was still the same. So it probably looked exactly the same as the Breloom that I've used in the past, but this one is a lot different. You know, I'm sure you can probably guess, but it is a lot different. You know, stats-wise. So I'm bringing it this game because we might get to see it sort of, you know, come into play. As we see, Crobat, yeah, I actually expected him to lead that, Crobat Kangaskhan. Okay. Like, he might fake out, he might Quick Guard, he might Tailwind, he might do, you know, 2 of those things, as he has 2 moves and 2 Pokemon. I think I'm gonna Foul Play and try and Taunt here. It's quite important as well. You might find out why it's important if he's got Return of Frustration or Double Edge as well. But he just uses Fake Out this time, probably onto the Thundurus. Yeah. So he's probably getting a Tailwind here. Yeah, but at least I'm getting a really nice chunk of damage onto his Kangaskhan. This is Life Orb, you know, Dark or a boosted Foul Play onto a Mega Evolved Kangaskhan. That's a lot of damage. That's definitely in Sucker Punch range. He has got Quick Guard. If he double edges my Thundurus, then he might even knock himself out to Recoil as well, because I do have Citrus Berry. It would just depend on if his first double edge hit knocked me straight out and didn't activate the Citrus or not, because that would be kind of annoying. He might even just be going for like a Super Fang, you know, combination onto my Yveltal as well. So I'm going to try and pick the Kangaskhan off with a Thunderbolt. Worst case scenario is if he double edges my Thundurus and the first hit knocks the Thundurus out, which is what he's doing. So we'll see. Oh, the first one knocked out, because I've got a Citrus Berry, and that would have meant he would have been doing you know, more recoil damage to himself, and he's just survived that as well. Damn it, that is that's pretty frustrating there. He didn't Quick Guard either. If I bring Breloom out, then it's probably going to be Quick Guarding. Yeah, that is annoying, that. Because my options now, because he has got 2 more turns of Tailwind, are pretty limited. So that was the worst case scenario. Oh, that was close. That was really close. If I had my Citrus Berry, he would have lost his Kangaskhan. I think we'll put in Breloom. But it's not looking too good for us here, because he can, like, he can Super Fang, Double Edge Yveltal and knock it out. Or he can Quick Guard. I think he's going to Quick Guard here. I don't think he will Super Fang. I think he'll Quick Guard. And if he double edges anything, then okay, this might seem a little bit silly. If he double edges the Yveltal, he's knocking himself out. If he double edges my Breloom, then that is getting knocked out. So yeah, so there's the Quick Guard. And the other thing is, maybe I should be getting a knockout onto... Ooh, he did that, yes. That's what I thought he'd do. Maybe I could be getting the knockout here onto the Kangaskhan, but instead I went for the knockoff. I'm not really sure if that mattered, that critical hit, because this is, you know, a full power with the boost, with Life Orb, with Dark Aura knockoff onto the Crobat, so that was doing a lot of damage anyway. The only thing I was thinking about is maybe I could have got the knockout onto the Kangaskhan there, but because we do knock the Crobat out, he can't Quick Guard anymore, so he can Sucker Punch, but... and I've got Kyogre in the back. He can Sucker Punch, but that's about it really. Like, I can Sucker Punch as well. Like, he might Sucker Punch to break my Sash, but... yeah, I think he will Sucker Punch to break my Sash, actually. But I don't want to overextend and try and Spore, and he does just go straight for the Double Edge. But a Mach Punch is so obvious here. So, I'm going to foul play the Kangaskhan. This is really risky. And try and Spore the Yveltal. Very risky. I'm expecting him to Sucker Punch here, because my Mach Punch is very obvious. He Sucker Punched, yes. Nice one. We're actually getting some right calls here. So, he knocks out my Sash. He's Life Orb as well. He's losing his Kangaskhan, and I'm putting his Yveltal to sleep. So, Breloom is actually doing some work here. Yeah, so it is Life Orb, his Yveltal. It's not Lumberry or, you know, whatever, Chesterberry. Safety goggles. And the Tailwind, you know, peters out as well. So, this has actually worked out really nicely for us. I'm expecting Groudon, and he has... That is Groudon. And he has lost 2 Pokemon, so I've got Kyogre in the back. So as long as I knock out his Yveltal, my Kyogre can actually sweep through here and win the game. Yeah. I suppose worst case scenario is, like, if I do double target the Yveltal and... he goes for an Eruption and knocks out both of these, and then the Yveltal wakes up next turn and hits my Kyogre, but even still it would be a 1 in 3 because it's got a guaranteed sleep turn this turn, and if I do just double target the Yveltal it would put it into range of a Water Spout too. Yeah, I think I've played really risky this game, but I'm just going to do it again. Yeah, good. The Groudon protects. Like, it's working out for us. We're making the calls here. He's got a guaranteed sleep turn, hasn't he? Because I spored him after he foul played me or knocked me off. Yeah, it was a knockoff, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, I don't see really how we can lose this game now. This has worked out really nicely. The power of Breloom and the power of mind games as well. There was a lot of tough calls in this game. Yeah, I mean, he can wake up here, but a Sucker Punch I don't think will knock out my Breloom. And if it does, it's still getting a hefty chunk. I'm still getting a hefty chunk onto his Groudon. He stays asleep anyway. A Sucker Punch with a Life Orb. I'm not sure how much it would have done to this Breloom, because I don't think it would have knocked it out, because I might as well tell you now. This Breloom is brave, and it's very, very slow. You can see by the HP stat as well that it's not max HP, so... Ooh, he does have Eruption. So I'm probably losing my Breloom. Well, I am losing my Breloom here, but the Yveltal does hang on, okay. So, yeah, I've not got any in speed. It's mostly max attack. But the rest of it is really in defense. Like, not special defense. It's got a little bit into HP and it's maximum defense, so that actually it can take a neutral return or frustration from a Kangaskhan. That's why at the beginning of this game I was saying it is actually quite important if it's got a double edge or return, because this Breloom can survive quite a lot of physical hits actually. It is quite impressive. You know, maybe not a Brave Bird or anything, but it can survive, you know, not a double edge, but a return of frustration from a Kangaskhan. And so that's why I think a Sucker Punch, even Life Orb and everything, it should have hung on because it is max defense. So, you know, actually, we have won this game. Like, there's no way that we can lose this game now. So he's probably just going to forfeit, or maybe he'll honorably let his Pokemon go down, yeah. So that guy, actually, you know, from Korea, with a really high rating, over 1,800, you know, maybe there's actually something in this team. Maybe it's actually alright. Maybe it's not that bad after all. We did make some really risky plays, though. I predicted his Quick Guard perfectly. I predicted his Sucker Punch from his Kangaskhan, as I went for the Spore as well, perfectly. I played that really well. So I'm quite, you know, quite chuffed with that, you could say. So thanks a lot, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. 2 pretty good games again. Please like and share. Get the video out there. It's always nice, isn't it? So thanks a lot, and goodbye for now.